Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just hit 600 subscribers and we're almost there. We're getting close. We're just past 600 and there's only like 400 more to go. So keep telling people, please. So make sure you're subscribed and we'll get to 1,000 in no time. So you guys have been asking for this video for a long time, like ever since my first video about this car. And I think it was my introduction. But yeah, so like I've been getting like more DMs and comments, but I've been putting this video off just because it's more of a talking video per se. I don't know, like, you know me, like I'm still trying to get used to this. And talking straight to the camera for a full video is gonna be like challenging. So I've been putting it off, but it's finally time to do it. And that is telling the story of my 240. Oh, and one other thing that you guys have noticed in this corner, right? But yeah, so like I know the camera's a little blurry up there, up in this right area, and I fixed it. Well, I haven't fixed it yet. I bought a lens, but that's not here for another week and a half, so, but you know, just deal with it. Okay, so first of all, okay, so ever since high school, I've wanted a 240. It wasn't my first car, wasn't my second, no, it wasn't my first car, wasn't my second car, but like I always wanted one, but there's drift tax. And if you don't know what that is, that's 240s that are outrageously priced just because people want them. So I could never afford it. But then I got a car, Volkswagen Golf, for my first car. Then I sold it. I bought a Jeep, and then I sold the Jeep. Then I bought a 240, sold the 240, bought another Jeep, and then I have this 240 now. So my main inspiration for wanting like a 240 is, so my best buddy Emerson, he got a 240 in like grade 10, and like I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing. Like I saw videos of them like drifting and people doing like crazy stuff to them. And then in like, you know, in all the video games, you get like a 240 or like one of those cars like that. The 240 was always the one I chose. If there was an option, I would always choose it because like I just look at it. It's a beautiful car, you know? But like, so yeah, Emerson had one. And then I remember I would always get him to come pick me up and we go for drives, and it was the greatest thing ever. And then I still never got one. Yeah, and then after high school, my buddy had a 240 and we would hang out and we'd always go for driving, and he was big into drifting. So we'd go do that and we'd just go like to Mexico and we'd do donuts, and it was like the greatest thing ever. And like he'd drift around me and he'd drift around poles. I thought it was the coolest thing. So like I sold my Jeep and I had to get one. Like I had to. So for a while there, I'd never had a car. But then like I got this 240, we went and took a look at it and I loved it. And like we worked on it, it was awesome. But then I kind of missed having a Jeep, because I could go off-roading. Like my friends would go off-roading and I couldn't go do that with my car. Like I could go passenger, but I didn't want to do that. Like I like to drive. So I sold the 240, got a Jeep, and then I really wanted a new 240. So this is the story of how I got this one. So my parents said, no more cars. No, you can't have two. You can have one, but not two. So I was really wanting one, but I never really did anything because like I don't want to get kicked out. Like I have a garage here, you know, this is my parents' garage. I don't want to get kicked out. I'm not gonna get kicked out, but I don't want to be mad at me. So, okay, so my parents and my brother and the rest of his hockey team and all their parents went to Mexico, and I saw this 240 pop up on Craigslist. Yeah, it was on Craigslist. And it was just a shell with wheels, not these ones. Wheels, suspension, brakes, nothing in the front. Like no interior. Well, there was interior, there was like a dash, seats, but like no carpet, no trim, nothing. So I really wanted it because like I wanted a project. So I went at like 11 o'clock at night and gave the guy like half the cash or something, I forget what it was. But yeah, like I made a deposit on it, and then the next morning I went and picked it up, towed it over to my house, and then like actually gave it a look over. Cause like when I was at this guy's house, like I admit, like I have this thing where if I want it, I buy it. And like I don't really care. I got it here and I like started to look at it and I'm like, oh man, like this is gonna be a lot more work than I thought. And I never like looked underneath, never looked at anything, but didn't have an exhaust, didn't really have anything cool to it. It was just a shell. But the good things were that it had brakes and it wasn't manual before, so I didn't have to mess around with any of that stuff. So I just immediately started buying parts. Like I drove around everywhere. Like I took a ferry with Robbie and Emerson to go pick up the turbo kit that's on this now. And like I would just drive to like 45 minutes, an hour away, 2 hours away, just buying parts just because I wanted this thing to be, I just wanted to drive this thing. But I did skip some steps. Like some stuff I kind of like, not skip steps, but it's more rushed. And I don't like to do that, but I just wanted to drive it. So now that I'm doing a YouTube channel, like I want to show you guys what I'm doing and show you what not to do so this doesn't happen to you, like skipping steps. Some stuff that I would have spent more time on would just be like the prep work of the dip and just stuff like that. But it's done and it looks all right, but it's not perfect. And I want to make this car perfect. So I know I said this in the first video, but like I was super nervous and just like skipping stuff. So I'm gonna actually give you a full walk around and really explain what is actually done to this. So right off the bat, I got 50mm fenders on the rear, and then I just got Emerson's 5 Zegan wheels, I think they're called. But yeah, so I got the wheels on it and then did the hood. I got hood latches. The bumper's like in terrible condition. You guys can see that. Like, bad badge delete. Like, nothing lines up. And like, there's no lights here. And one of the main thing that really irritates me is like the trim. There's no trim here, and some guy just used some like caulking, and it just looks terrible. And the sunroof is pooched. The hood or the roof is all dented. Yeah, you guys can see I tried to bash some of it out, but it never really fully came out. The rear bumper is terrible as well. Just the prep work on the rear bumper was not as good as I would like. But yeah, like all these trims are all screwed up. So I need to like paint that, but like the dip is like peeling up here, as you can see. Like, you know, that's no good. And then I'm gonna show you the interior. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I did a poll a couple days ago, and it was, what would you guys like to see more? And it was interior versus body kit. And most of you guys said that you want to see me do the interior. So here's the interior. Like, I've been just kind of piecing this together. Like, here's, like, the dash was always here, but there was no center console thing. But it's like a different color. There's a hole right there. Got some holes there. It's got some knockoff steering wheel, some really big hub. Check out the buttons. One of them's like stacked right on top of each other. I got that gauge just chilling in there. There's no headliner anywhere. Just like, look at the back. Like, the floor is just gross. There's no carpeting. Just no trim whatsoever. Like, some guy fully gutted this thing. Yeah, like, I just got my ECU chilling there, just randomly cut wires. This thing was a wiring disaster when I got it, but we fixed most of it. So I know this car has been multiple different colors just from like sanding stuff down when I was doing Bondo. I went through like 3 or 4 different colors on certain panels, but I never noticed that the door is like the champagne and then the body is like, you may not be able to tell, but it's supposed to be like the blue. Nissan did like some weird light silvery blue. But I'm gonna be picking up some interior parts pretty soon here, and then we're gonna get going on the interior. So we're gonna like bed line it, put carpet in, put all the interior trim back in, and just like make it look good. Because one of the main reasons I'm really not insuring it and driving it is because how much I hate to like sit in it. It's just ugly, it's gross, you know. I'm happy that you guys chose for me to do the interior because like that's what I wanted to do too. But we will be doing a body kit, and we will be doing like wider fenders in the front, and we will make this thing low. But it's all in time. What I have right now is version 1. And I'm working towards making the version 2. Like, I want to make this car nice to look at. You know, like I want to be driving and people are like, wow, that's a nice car you got there, Brad. And I want to be like, hey, thanks, man. But all I got right now is just a purple car. So yeah, once again, it's a KA24 DET. So the T means turbo. And I got a big turbo on there. I think it's 76mm. I haven't done any like more horsepower mods to the engine. It's like the engine itself. It's mainly just mods just to make the thing not blow up. I did like ARP bolts like everywhere that I could. I got new piston rings, like stronger ones, new head gasket, just completely rebuilt the engine, and then just put in some like stronger components just because I want to be able to drive this thing and not have to worry about it blowing up. So I know this video isn't like super entertaining to like watch because I'm not working on cars, but like you guys need to know like where the car is at, what's been done to it, and what my plans are with it. So starting next video, we are going full into this. Like, we are jumping right in. So we're gonna be pulling the seats, we're gonna be pulling the dash, we're gonna be pulling everything. And like, I'm so excited to start. And you guys are really gonna make sure that you subscribe so you can watch it. Cause like, it's gonna be a good video and it's only gonna go up from there. So that's all we got for today's video. I know it's not much, but like I'm making plans for like next week's video and the week after and the week after that. So like, there's gonna be lots of stuff. So make sure you're subscribed, show this to your buddies, show to your buddies that like 240s. Share the video, send the video to your friends, send the video to your girlfriends, your boyfriends, whoever. But yeah, so I want you guys to see the version 2 of this car. So that's all I got for today. Thank you. and see you later.